Hey everyone, this is the LEGO Batman movie Batcave break-in set. It is a full-on play set with a bunch of structure, a couple of vehicles, a handful of minifigs, and also some alternate outfits for one of those minifigs. Let me break this down by sections, starting with the Penguin's Duckmobile. This is probably one of the most rubber ducky-ish looking things that LEGO has ever officially produced, aided in large part by the relatively recent addition of this arch piece to the LEGO parts inventory. This is bristling with weapons with a couple of bombs on the sides which you can lift off. You can also kind of change the angles of these if you want to. If you wanted to pretend this thing can fly, you can have it, go off a ramp or something and angle the bombs down. Consider them to be missiles if you want to. It has a couple of flick fire missiles also, one on either side, and those get shot out from here. That's that. If you want even more stuff to shoot, if your fingers are small enough, you can squeeze them down in here to activate these stud shooters, but if your fingers aren't that tiny, you'll want to fire off the flick fire missiles first, and then that makes it much easier to get in there and shoot these. You can see these as being weapons as well, although they don't actually deploy unless you just want to break one off. You can adjust the angles of the lights in front if you want. There are three separate ones there. Maybe stagger them a little bit, give it a little extra, a little bit of extra visual interest there. The thing is intended to be an amphibious vehicle. Of course, it can go in the water, which is why it has the propeller on the back, but it also has the wheels, so it can go across land, which makes it much more useful for play because you can use it in different scenarios. For Penguin to control it, it has a single control stick right here, and the seat looks actually pretty plush, the light lavender colored kind of cushions on the back. Batman gets a watercraft as well, the Riptide Batboat, but this one is not able to go on land. At least it doesn't look like it in this LEGO toy form. We'll have to wait and see if they introduce some sort of transformation feature in the movie, but this one just has one form here. This is a proper LEGO build. There is no one-piece hull inside, so it's not able to actually float on water, but it felt like a good proper LEGO building experience. It does have some large pieces, but for the most part, you're really putting together the entire structure from standard pieces. This does have a number of weapons on it. We've got a couple of stud shooters here on this side, a couple of stud shooters on the other side, making it symmetrical. It also has spring-loaded shooters that are really well, deeply integrated inside of the bow here. They try to make it look like you're able to fire out of these barrels here that are formed with the telescope pieces there. These are so far in that they had to create a special firing mechanism, and that firing mechanism is well hidden. They've clearly been listening to people's feedback, and it's very easy to access the trigger. It's right here, and you just push down on it and push down a little bit, and you'll get one of these to fire off. Push down some more, and the other one fires off. We've got the big turbine exhaust port back here. You can actually see through that just a little bit, and if you look from the front, you can see some light coming through. That can be a good thing or a bad thing. You'll have to decide. A single black ingot piece here on the top, a couple on the sides as well. Those are new pieces or new color for 2017, and also these fin pieces have been, or look like they're going to be used on quite a number of sets. And inside, not too much special for the cockpit, just a single console with a sticker piece there in front of you and a steering wheel. So moving on to the Batcave, how about we start over on this side? This is actually nothing but Bruce Wayne's changing room, because Bruce Wayne gets on the platform and transforms or changes into Batman, or at the end of a hard day's work, Batman gets on the platform and changes into Bruce Wayne. Kind of integrates into the wall there. It's pretty smooth how it works. Up above that is a catwalk, or should I call it a batwalk, that takes you across the upper level up to the Bat computer console, which has entirely too many screens up there, just too many screens tracking absolutely everything going on. at once. Every single one of those is a separate sticker. You can kind of angle these in a little bit or bring it out a little bit more flat if you want to. And viewing of all that occurs down at this platform here, which has a rotating chair and some more console stuff, some more things with stickers, some buttons, some lights, and the all-important coffee mug. There are also a couple of hidden batarangs. One here, ready to be taken, and one here, ready to be taken, although they're not exactly close to anywhere that a figure can actually grab them. On the left side of the cave is the prison cell, the holding cell area, and that just has a pair of doors, so you have plenty of space to get multiple figures back in there. It's a single space, it's all connected on both sides. There's a knob here that's used to allow you to break into the thing from the other side, so it'll actually push the wall out to allow for escapes, or break-ins in this case. I've saved by far the most important feature for last. It is Batman's wardrobe, and I will show these individual suits with the minifigs so you can compare them from all angles, but this just allows you to turn this around and you can go through different ones, including all these empty spaces that are left empty for you to collect the other suits that are going to be available, especially through the collectible minifigure series. If it seems awkward that Batman is going to be picking an outfit over here and actually changing over there, no worries. This platform in the center rotates, allows him to be brought over to this side, pick out an outfit, switch over to the other side, and then just hop over into the changing area. This also elevates up if you want to get up to the upper level to get easy access to the main Bat computer control center. In a horrible violation of the rules of time and space, here are Batman and Bruce Wayne together, side by side, at the same time. This is a new piece for the bow tie here, and similarly, Alfred also gets a new piece, in this case, for his collar there. Those just fit underneath the neck of each, nice and snug, so all new prints there. And you also get some alternate faces. So Bruce Wayne does get an alternate extra charming face, and Batman gets an alternate face there, which also works with the masks, so you can see some difference in the eyes there as well. It's the newer style of cape that allows you to flip it up so you can see the detail on the back very easily. And also there's just the face underneath the standard version, the kind of default view of Batman. Here's a better look at the alternate outfits for Batman included. Each of these has just a plain white head underneath, so you would just swap out the head to change to different outfits. This one here on the left is the Batpack Batsuit, upon on Scat Pack. In the center is the Scoobat suit, which uses the shorter horn version, the shorter ear version. These two on the sides have the longer ear version of the mask, and the one on the right is the Raging Bat suit, which is a pun on Raging Bull. This is indeed a metallic, a full high metallic coating on the inside of the Batpack Batsuit cape. Also dual molded legs for that one, printing on the arm, printing on the side of the legs as well. And to get you to see the back of this, this is not the most flexible material here, so to see the back of that, you do want to remove this entirely, otherwise you risk crinkling it a bit. But more print back here, on the back of the torso. Print on the back of all of these torsos. This is the same utility belt that the default version of Batman comes with, but they've just recolored it to orange here, and you also saw on the main build that the Scoobat suit includes a couple of flippers to go with it in orange. This new version of the Penguin includes a new closed black umbrella piece, which they will probably release in different colors in the future, and also a new fur collar or scarf piece, which is separate. It's just a little bit loose even when it's fully on. That is hard plastic, not a softer style of rubber style material. Has a little bit of printing for the cuffs on the arms as well. And no print to be seen on the back, and no alternate face for this one is needed or is appropriate because of the style of this very tall hat. A little bit more that you can see when you take that hat off. It's a very expressive face on this light aqua colored head, and there's a little bit more print also to be seen on that torso. I do want you to see every bit of that torso, a little bit more up towards the top. The print on that shows it to be very, very rotund. Last up are these hench penguins with their robot backpacks with an arm on one side and a buzzsaw on the other. You can get a surprising amount of articulation out of these things because you can move the add-ons, the arm parts in and out, and also bring them up and down. However, these do not stand very well on their own because there's just so much weight on the back, and the base of that single molded penguin piece only is the size of a single stud. But there is a stud under there, so as long as you have a studded base, anything to connect them to, they will stay put. One of my favorite bat vehicle craft things that Lego has ever made is this Batboat right here, just because of how sleek and complete it is. A lot of the time they do these strange vehicles that are trying to mimic the comic style, but just end up looking too childish to me personally, and too kind of mixed up. But this has a consistent theme going through it, and it really has nice smooth lines, and it's sleek, and yet it like I said, it is a proper build. You put all of this together. It doesn't rely too much on large pieces. You do have these on the sides, but the entire core of it is all done with small stuff, and I appreciate that very much. This garment conveyor is too good, and it's so important for the Lego Batman because one of the primary principles of the Lego Batman is vanity. It's so important to him. So putting this much effort into engineering something for the sake of Batman's vanity is just crucial for this incarnation of him. And I really appreciate the inclusion of the extra spots so that you can use that to add in your collection, including if you already have different versions of Batman that you want to mix in, which I think that a lot of kids will, rather than collecting every single possible version that goes with just this movie. What I don't like about this conveyor is that getting the individual outfits to be lined up well actually takes some doing, although maybe you want them to all be angled like that, but they have the ability to rotate side to side, actually a full 360 degrees. So getting every single one to be lined up, especially the more of these that you get on there, you're going to want them to look all straight up and down. And getting them lined up just requires that you give it a little extra care. I wish there was some way to just lock that into the vertical position. Honestly, I think this moving platform here, while a good general idea, is kind of wonky in the way that it's implemented, because by default it just almost looks like it's going to try to launch you off the platform. If you want to keep it relatively parallel to the ground, you have to hold it and bring it up carefully, which is okay, but bring it back down like that. Also, being able to turn it from side to side is good, but by default it's going to end up with a big gap over on this side compared to the other side, which for some reason here it just hits that. I would like to be able to bring the platform right up like that on both sides. Works well here, but not on the other side. The bat walk going around the periphery of the cave is a good idea, and the way it's designed, it's very easy to pose figures up there. Nothing gets in the way. There are plenty of studs, so there are plenty of spots where you can get a figure to stay either way. You can actually get them to be kind of diagonal as well, so that's good, but there's no way to get them up there. There's no way to bring the movable platform up to that level. It's a big gap in between there. There's no ladder or anything, so you really just have to imagine a connection up to this. We could have put in just at least a ladder, right? The set may not be perfect, but at the end of the day, it definitely earns a strong thumbs up from me. Just too many of the sub-assemblies are done too well. It does give you a good amount of space to play in and around it. I think that That conveyor for the suits is great. The idea of having so many different suits and being able to collect them is great. I like the new parts for the figures. More availability here of new or recent recolors of existing parts, and an overall shape that I think will actually fit onto most people's shelves, even in a bookcase or something, which is important because it allows you to put it away but still have it on display. I think the LEGO designers have overall done a very good job here. Let me know what you think though, and what are your favorite and least favorite elements of this set by leaving a comment down below. Thanks for watching, thank you for your feedback, and I'll talk to you again soon.